Welcome to my channel. This is things I wish I knew before going to college. These are very valuable tips, and literally, had I known what I know now, man, I would have just been so powerful. And I learned by experience, so really listen to these, honestly. I'm gonna be doing my makeup too, by the way, while we talk about this, so see you. Hi girlies. I don't know why I said it like that. Anyways, we're gonna do our makeup and talk about things that I wish I knew before I went to college. And I'm not even kidding you, this is legit. I actually sat and made a whole script about this because this is so serious to me for whatever reason. But I feel like maybe I perhaps would have been even farther in life if, I knew some of these things before going in. So let's begin. First things first, I need you to know that if you are highly emotional and sometimes the things that happen in daily life really affect you, I recommend that you do not get a boyfriend. Don't get a boyfriend before college. And don't bring a boyfriend into college. I'm so serious. I decided to get a boyfriend, or to keep dating my boyfriend into college. And honestly, I feel like I missed out on so much. When you're in college, by the way, this is About Face. This is really good foundation, a good budget one too. It's $22. And the payoff is really good. And this is Halsey's brand, if you didn't know. But basically, yeah, I went into school and I had a boyfriend. And he wasn't like a bad boyfriend, but I just feel like, when you date, you really close off all your options. And not just like for dating, because obviously you don't want to be a cheater. But you know what I mean? Like, you kind of close off your options for, even like hanging out with friends, doing new ventures, just because you want to maximize the time that you spend with the person. And it didn't help that the person I was with was an athlete. So, I just kind of became engulfed in his world. And so I kind of wish, before college, that someone would have tapped me on the shoulder and said, baby girl, don't go into college with a boyfriend. Somebody should have told me that. I think that in general, sometimes having a boyfriend can be life course altering. Now, I think I'm still right where I need to be, but I think for like a while, it was just like, I don't know. It was like sometimes, especially because when you date, you kind of run in the same circles. Like, you have the same friends, and it's like after you break up, you still see each other, and it's just kind of distressing. Like, I feel like my grades kind of took a tumble because, anytime we had a fight, because I'm like hyper emotional, I literally just like, my grades would suffer so bad. And I just feel like 19 and 20 is just so young. 18, 19 is so young to be, serious and committed to somebody. And I have a tip later on that is going to kind of be a juxtaposition to this one, but you'll understand where I'm coming from in a minute. Guys around 18, 19 are really not very mature to begin with. They're not mature, nor are they demure, okay? But would I rate going into college with a boyfriend? I would rate that a good 2 out of 10. I don't think you should do it. But always consult with God and pray about it. Like, Lord, should I go to school and have a boyfriend? Like, some men are not very distracting. Some guys are very helpful to your life. You kind of have to like weigh the pros and cons of like, is he adding to you or is he stressing you? So I definitely don't recommend if he's a guy who you kind of have to watch, and he's very stressful to you. Gronar. Don't room with your bestie. I'm saying that from experience. Never room with your best friend. I roomed with my best friend and we are just now recovering from that. Like, we were 18 through 19. We lived together for 2 years at school. And I would say our friendship kind of suffered. I feel like when you room with someone, you find out habits about them that you would have never known, obviously, if you weren't living with them. You just find out habits that really irritate you, and it affects your friendship. Now, some people, especially guys, are better able to compartmentalize, I think, like that type of thing. But I feel like for me, it was really difficult to compartmentalize because, I don't know, I just felt like some things were hard to overlook. And I'm sure she definitely felt the same way. We're just now starting to recover after all those years. And yeah, so when I have my daughter, I'm going to make sure that I tell her, hey, girl, good job for getting into college, but don't room with your friend just because you think it's cute and, you know, like, just don't room with your friend. I wouldn't recommend it. In my experience, I feel like it kind of makes you and your friend like drift apart because you kind of become like a very common thing to each other. So then, whereas you would like hang out together and go out together, it almost becomes like where you go do your own separate thing and then come together at the end of the night, I guess. And I don't know, maybe that's just like for me, but yeah, I would say I don't recommend it. You just begin to clash, and being around anybody for too long of a time can really set you off. So I just recommend not living with your friend. Like, just don't live with your friend. Oh, and by the way, this is the Rude Cosmetics Blush and Contour Quad. I really like it. I actually literally got it from TJ Maxx. I love it there. TJ Maxx, if you're looking for people to sponsor, let me know. I love it there. I literally pull up on TJ Maxx for all of my skincare and, you know, all of my needs, I should say. And don't be scared, guys. I'm gonna blend this nose contour, but sometimes I just like to let it sit because I got a plan for it, okay? I got a plan for it. But yeah, let me know down below if you've roomed with a friend. Sometimes it works for people, sometimes it doesn't. It really just depends on your personality type. So yeah, let me know if it's worked for you and what personality type you are and what personality type they are, because I don't know. I just don't know why it didn't work for me and my friend, but it didn't. I wouldn't room with a friend. It just, especially, girl, it goes downhill. Back to the relationships type conversation. If you so choose to have a relationship, don't get lost in the sauce of what homeboy has going on. For real. Don't get lost in the sauce. I feel like for me, especially because my Pookie Bear was an athlete, I got very lost in what he was doing. You know, I didn't really prioritize myself. And, you know, it's like if he had a game, I'm there. You know, I'm missing friend activities. I'm like, you know what I mean? And that could have really been another reason too behind like a little bit of what happened with me and my roommate, bestie girl. You know, because sometimes when you have a boyfriend, you don't prioritize friends the way you should. And obviously, the friends are still there. The boy is not. So I'm just saying from my personal experience, like if you date, if you decide to date, don't get lost in what he's doing. Always have your own identity and maintain your routine. And if it's somebody who really, really loves you, he will understand, like, yes, my Pookie Bear, she's got her routine and, you know, I'm not about to come destroy her peace. If anything, he wants to help add structure to your life. And he wants to help, you know, elevate you in every way, I guess. Yeah, like always be engulfed in your own world and never put all your eggs in just one basket. Just know, you know, it's good to be committed. It's good to be exclusive, but I would say that sometimes it's about wearing the relationship loosely. Like, this is not the end of the world if we don't stay together because I have my own stuff going on, you know, because you didn't put all your eggs in a boyfriend basket. And this can look like going to Bible study throughout the week, you know, going on, you know, friend dates, making sure you're making time for friends, working out, make time for your physical health, taking your time to read a book, journal, connect with yourself, don't miss friend activities. That's one of my friends snapping me right now. Don't miss friend activities. I feel like once me and that person broke up, back to like the first topic, once me and that guy broke up, I felt like it was like I had to rebuild my friend structure because I centered my daily activities around like what was going on. And so it's like when you try to re-enter the friend group, everybody's like, oh, so now you so now you want to be back, girl. So now you coming back. So always make sure you prioritize friends, bros over hoes, okay? Fries before guys, bros over hoes, because zone's the way, girl. Zone's the way. Because at the end of the day, your girly pops are going to be there, right? But if you and that guy break up, you're broken up. Oh, and don't ever get it twisted. His friends are not your friends. His friends are not your friends. And I'll say it again, his friends are not your friends. You know, you may think like, oh my God, like, you know, once we break up, what will I do? Like, no, not what will I do? Ugh, that's weird. But you know what I'm saying? Like, once you break up, you may feel like, oh my God, like, you know, they were like such good buds. Like, you know, this is an academic tip. Always, always, always make friends in every class. I don't care if they're just somebody you say 2 words to every class, but make sure you at least get their number. Get 2 to 3 people's number in a class. Preferably, it'd be great if you can make a group chat. I found that in my hardest classes ever, that having a friend made my life so much better. Bonding with people in the class. Don't be a loner in class just because you are there to learn, but don't be a loner. You need people to succeed. I hope that that landed correctly in your spirit when I said that. You need people to succeed in the sense that you're really all you need. You're a force on your own. But having people as resource, right? So say, you know, there's an exam coming up and you don't know how to do XYZ, but the other person does, right? You know, you link up, you learn together, study together, and oh, my camera's getting hot. Pookie, don't get hot, Pookie. Having a friend in class, it comes in handy so often, you just wouldn't even know. Like, I actually, in my master's program, which I just graduated from, thank you, applause, applause, applause. I'm so proud of myself. But in my master's program, my professor for my practicum professional experience course, which is literally required to graduate, was so intense that you would have to redo assignments literally a minimum of like 3 times. Like, she did not play. Like, everything had to be perfect. And so I thought that she was just nitpicking my work. I was just like scared because I didn't know, you know, if it was just me. I thought that, oh my God, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna not graduate. Like, this girl is literally, you know, trying to end me, basically. And when I tell you, when I finally decided to reach out to other people in the class, come to find out she's hard on every single one of us. It wasn't just me. I literally thought that I was like such a failure, but upon consulting with people in the class, come to find out it wasn't just me. And had I decided to isolate, then I probably would, you know, have had a worse time in the class, you know, but I'm so grateful that I didn't isolate myself and I decided to reach out because they could have given me tips, right? And I helped a lot of people too. Like, we helped each other. You know, we were like, okay, so why'd she send yours back? APA format, girl, I got you. TBH, you gotta make friends. Don't be scared to make friends. I made some really good friends, and some people I literally like still talk to just from people being in my class. Like I remember one girl, like I literally just walked up to her and I was like, I like your eyelashes, and period. We became friends. So if you're scared to make friends, stop being scared. This is the big leagues. You're in college now. Stop being scared of stuff. Go be social. Stop being scared. Do it. Just do it because it will help you. You don't want to struggle, do you? You don't need to buy a new outfit for every party. I feel like I bought an outfit for every party until I went to grad school and I realized nobody cares. And I think when you kind of like force yourself to wear what's in your closet, one, you save money, two, you become more creative, and three, you really develop your own personal sense of style. Sorry, I couldn't find my blush. Today we're going to use the Rare Beauty, and this is in the shade Happy. Honestly, Happy is such a pretty shade. Grades do not define your worth. I think that you should just measure your, you should just measure your college experience in effort. Did you give your best effort, and did you pass? But even then, passing or failing is literally not your downfall. Like, just do the best you can, get by, because really C's get degrees. And I'm not saying this as a way to like excuse, you know, like not giving effort, but literally do your best, and your best is enough. There were actually a couple classes where I got a C, and even like very low C's, but for my degree path, you had to get, you know, a C minus or higher for like the core classes, and I had to take chemistry, and chemistry was really, really hard for me. I mean, some people don't have a hard time with chemistry, but I did. So yeah, I mean, everyone is different. So for me, that's just what I went through. So I decided that I was always going to go to office hours, and I was always going to do my personal best. Never count yourself out or think poorly of yourself because you might have struggled, you know, with a class, because that's not your worth. And literally once you graduate, or actually really even once you're done with that class, you're never gonna sit there and think like, oh, I'm such a failure, like why did I fail this? It's okay, because once you're done, and you can be done with it. You know, you can retake a class and it is not the end of the world. You know what, you can even cry if you need to. Go ahead and cry. So cry if you need to. If you realize that, oh my God, this is not going the way I need to, and I'm finna fail. You know, I'm finna fail. You just need to realize, okay, well, guess what? I can try again. I can pick myself up, dust myself off, try again. It's okay to try multiple times, and just know that this is not how you should define yourself. Academic achievement is not what makes you important and validated and loved in this world. Hopefully you have people around you who love you for who you are and don't prioritize their love for you based on how you're performing in school. But just know that you need to validate yourself, and just know your best is enough, because whoever's putting the pressure on you, have they ever been at your level? I'll wait. Usually people who put the heavies on you have never been at your level. So, period. Because I had a few times where, especially when I was struggling with chemistry, I remember just crying and breaking all the way down. Like, because you just don't know. like what could happen. Things just feel like the end of the world. It just feels like, oh my God, like what is about to happen to me? Like that's really how it feels, even though that's just the furthest thing from the truth. But in my opinion, whenever I didn't do well in class, I literally just felt like, you know, things were gonna fall apart. Like I had this scholarship that was riding on, you know, my performance in these classes. You got to keep your GPA up, and just wanting to make my parents proud, even though this is gonna come as a surprise. My parents actually never put academic pressure on me. That was totally just me. But, you know, it's like you want to make people proud to the point where you just begin to suffer. So prioritize your mental health, take a break if you need to, and just know that there is life on the other side of college. And the real life happens when you're looking for a job and, you know, doing all that other stuff. So yeah, things are gonna be okay, buddy. Just know, if I made it through, and I've been through some times, girl, if I made it through, you'll make it through. Whatever it takes, I know I can make it through. If I hold out, if I do. Back to dating, because I feel like dating is like a very serious part of college, okay? Okay? It's a very serious part of college, and the growing up process in general. Like, it really is. So, when you are looking into dating, I really think that you should start to look at dating seriously when you're a junior or a senior, because life happens really fast and it's very good to have somebody there to support you, you know, while you're going through some of these life events, you know, like school gets harder, and the nights get colder. I'm kidding. But that is something that I wish that I would have done, you know, or heeded advice from. Like, I think because I came into school with a boyfriend, I was like, you know, I don't want to date. I really wish that I would have prioritized that above, not above, prioritize relationship along with academic achievement and striving to be the best me possible, right? That's what I'm saying here. Yes, if we were to talk about the things that I think that girly pop should prioritize in college, I think that above all, you should prioritize self-love, knowing that you are not your grades, you are not your mistakes, period. And there's always a chance to pick yourself up and do better the next time, and do your best. I think also decentering relationships, because you are more than a relationship, but also knowing that relationship does matter at the end of the day. You know, like building relationships with friends, building relationship with classmates, like that's very, very, very important. And it really helps you get through really, really tough times, because the interesting thing about college is that, by the way, this is Mac, you have a lot of life things going on, but at the same time, you are up against like having to perform. And so it can be hard, because it's like, you know, my grandma's in the hospital, but like I got a chemistry test at 2 p.m. How do I focus? How do I balance it all? So being kind to yourself, giving yourself grace, that will help you get through. This is lip gloss from my mom's brand. Hey baby girls. So actually, I did not finish the look on camera yesterday because, you know, some stuff got in the way. But yes, anyways, this is a new look and it's a new day. Thank you for watching the video. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you need any clarification on the tips that I dropped, because I feel like they're very valuable and they're literally things that I wish I knew before going to college. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe. I'm almost to 500 subscribers. Go watch some of my other videos, and I'll see you in the next one.